Hello, welcome. My name is Jennifer Medina. I am the Professional Learning Events Program and Social Impact Coordinator at Shape America. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to submit a presentation proposal for the 2024 Shape America National Convention and Expo in Cleveland, Ohio. On the Shape America website, all presentation submission proposals must be submitted online through the submission site by the deadline of Thursday, August 10th, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. To access the website, you can type in your search engine, Shape America. So let me go ahead and do that. Select the first option. As you can see, it is on our homepage, so you could go ahead and select that, or you can go ahead to the Events and Conferences tab, scroll down, select Learn More under Shape America National Convention and Expo, which will take you to this page that says Call for Proposals Now Open. As you can see, here is the deadline. Go ahead and select Learn More one more time, and now it should have brought you to the Call for Proposals page. Take a moment to look over the page and familiarize yourself with it. Please take time to go over the submission resources listed on this right side. As you can see here, you can access the frequently asked questions and document and the submitted competitive proposal document in this box up above right here in the top right corner. As you could go ahead and also review this page, a lot of helpful information. Shape America is seeking high quality proposals that will be delivered through an equity, diversity, and inclusion lens and address a full range of issues facing health and physical educators, administrators, and other key stakeholders as they seek to put all children on the path to health and physical literacy. In order to submit your session, please complete the following steps and reference the additional guidance documents available on this page. And when I'm saying steps, I'm referring to these right here, step 1, 2, 3, and 4. To submit, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over each one. So to submit a session, you need to complete these steps. So first, you need to read the presenter agreement and ensure all of your presenters have read and agreed to this agreement prior to listing them on the session proposal. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that. And as you can see here, you can view the document. Okay. Then we have step 2, which is to review the newly updated submission categories. There have been some updates to the categories, so make sure you review them to ensure you've identified the appropriate category and subcategory, if applicable, for your presentation. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that to review that. Here are the categories document. Please just make sure you go through it. Next, we have step 3, which is to review the appropriate submission guide to ensure that you understand the information that will be necessary for your proposal. Review the FAQs on this page if you would like additional questions, if you have additional questions. So here you can find resources. Basically, prior to starting submit your proposal, we have these support documents to tell you what each form consists of. So here is presentation submissions, which is the one we're doing here. So prior to even starting your proposal, you can go over this document to kind of see what we'll be asking of you. So go ahead, make sure you go over this page. They'll answer a lot of questions. You can also see the equipment list here ahead of time as well. If you just want to take a look prior. We also have our tutorials, which you're currently watching. And then step 4, begin your submission by clicking the link below. Be sure to click the Start Submission under the appropriate session once we get to that page. Please note that you do not need to complete your submission in one sitting. After starting your submission, you will receive a confirmation email that includes a session or abstract ID and password that can be used to edit or complete a submission at a later time. You may edit your submission up until the deadline of August 10th by 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. And all submissions, research, presentation, and research symposiums are due that date. All righty. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to our education or proposals inboxes. And then here's a schedule at a glance in case you want to take a look as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and select start your proposal. And as I mentioned earlier, make sure you select the correct one. So this one's presentation submissions, then we have research abstracts, then we have research symposium. Alrighty, so on the call for proposals page, you'll notice that on the right side, there's a box. So this box right here, that's kind of grayish, kind of blue, that will allow you to view, resume, edit, or withdraw a submission by typing in your presentation ID number and password that you would have received in that initiated email that I was speaking about prior. And please note that you'll receive this information once you start your submission, the submission type, once you complete step 1. At the top of the page, you can notice different drop-down tabs that describe the overview of information that you'll be providing throughout your proposal submission. So please take a time to go over them. For example, enter people, description, confirmation, and general instruction. And then these are important deadlines right here. August 10th is the deadline for all call for proposal submissions. All right, so to submit a new presentation proposal, select the first beginner submission under presentation submissions. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. Wait for this countdown here, which will redirect you to log in. Alrighty, if you already have an account, enter your credentials. If you do not, we invite you to create a free profile and give us a try. You do not need to be a member to submit a proposal, but you do need to create an account. If you have any questions or concerns, please call member services at 800-213-7193. extension 1490, or email membership@shapeamerica.org. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter my credentials. Once you enter your credentials, sign in. At this point, if you have followed the previous steps on the original submission page, all speakers should have read the presenter or speaker agreements, terms, and conditions. Reminder, all presenters must review the presenter speaker agreement, terms, and conditions before checking the box under terms and conditions. I have done that, so I went ahead and checked the box. Then you need to make sure that you're reading the instructions as you're going along. As you can see, the first box is for you to type your session title in case only. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my title. For testing purposes, I am going to write presentation practice. Then you need to type in your submitter email, which is the email I use to log on. After that, you need to select the presentation type. Please know that all presentation submissions are scheduled for 60-minute intervals. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that. Then select your category. I'm gonna go ahead and read them. So for categories, we have health education, physical activity, and professional preparation. As you can see, each one includes certain topics, within the program. So let me see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and select one. And then once you select one, you need to select a subcategory. Please make sure you read each one. Again, there is a document titled categories on that proposals page that for you to review this prior to starting this process. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down. Also, if the presentation could be technically fit into multiple categories, pick the one that best fits your description. Okay, so next, you will select your intended audience. You can select up to 3 applicable audience. The ideal session attendance is used by Shape America and planning to help select appropriate room sizes when scheduling. So go ahead and let us know the quantity of expected attendance as well. So first I'm going to select my audience. I can select up to 3. So I will do K-12, early and elementary. My ideal session attendance, I'm going to select 50 to 100 participants. And then after that, it asks you to select whether you or a co-presenter are first-time presenters. In my case, that's not the case. But if it were to be the case, you will simply just list their names here. The following question asks you to select whether you or a co-presenter are Shape America District Teachers of the Year or Shape America National Teachers of the Year alumni. If you select no, if you select yes, it's just an option. You don't need to list them. The following question: should your session be accepted for presentation at this year's convention, would you be willing to have your session recorded and utilized as part of future Shape America professional learning opportunities for the community? Let us know, yes or no. And then if a separate virtual presentation opportunity were to become available post-convention, would you be interested in also presenting this session in a virtual format, for example, a webinar or interactive meeting? Let us know. Next, select whether a participant will need special accommodations due to a disability. Select yes or no. If your answer is yes, you can explain or provide further information in this box. Then select your room setup. Let us know if you would also need any AV equipment. So my room setup, I want to select round tables. In this case, I don't need any, so I'm going to select no, but you can always select what you need. And then if AV equipment was unavailable for your presentation, would you be able to adjust your session to accommodate a lack of AV? Let us know, yes or no. Please note, Shape America does not provide CD or DVD players, extension cords, laptops, or laser pointers. If accepted into the 2024 Shape America National Convention and Expo program, planners indicating their need of activity equipment will receive additional communication regarding how to reserve activity equipment for their session. And then just let us know, will your session require activity equipment? Select yes or no. And then you can also view the activity list here. As you can see, if you scroll down here, we ask you to please review and read the following and then select that you understand. The following box says, thanks to our generous donation from Gopher, Shape America is able to provide activity equipment for convention sessions. And a list of of all available equipment may be viewed here. As I said, you can click that. And we strongly discourage the use of any outside equipment for sessions unless it is an item we do not have available in the above link inventory, which again, you can locate here. Select that you understand. And also, please review the list of available equipment in the Shape America equipment closet here as well. It's the same link. After reviewing this list, are there any additional types of equipment you may need to that aren't currently represented on the list? Let us know, yes or no. If you select no, you can simply just write an A in this box. If you select yes, if, for example, to this, and then if you have anything else to add to this question, if you answered yes above, what additional activity equipment do you need that is not reflected on the Shape America equipment closet list? You will list them in this box. All right. Before we move on to the next step, always, always, always make sure you select save. So I'm going to select save. Now we are ready for step 2. If all the information was inputted correctly, the application will automatically direct you to the next step. If there is an error, a red box will appear at the top of your screen that says, please correct errors highlighted below. Make the appropriate corrections and click save again. In order to move on to step number 3, you need at least one planner and one presenter. It's important to note, planners are not listed in the online scheduler or the mobile app. If the planner will also be a presenter, please check both boxes for the name to be listed as a planner and a presenter. For example, as I just did here, if a planner is also a presenter, you will select both boxes. If a planner is just a planner, you would just select the one box, but they won't be listed in our schedule. Only presenters are listed in our schedule. Another note, a planner for a submission receives all communications for the sessions from Shape America and is responsible for communicating that information with all of the list presenters. Please make sure that your planner and presenters are aware of the planner responsibility. Only planners can request changes for a session. Before adding a new name, always try to search the database using one of these 3 fields to see if the name you are looking for appears. So I'm gonna go ahead and look one up by first name. You can also do it by email. Email tends to be the fastest way. Here, I'll do it by email. Let's search. As you can see, the individual I looked up is in the system. But in some cases, they're not. So I'll give you another example, but I'm gonna go ahead and select this individual. I'm gonna go ahead and add a presenter. As you can see, you must add each of the following before you can proceed to your next step. You need at least one planner and one presenter. So I'm gonna go ahead and add someone who's not in the system. Select search. This individual, as you can see, is not in our system. So before moving on, if the person is not in the system, you will enter the person's name, basically all the required. So first name, last name, their email address, their affiliation, and then you will save and continue. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill that information. Okay, save and continue. And now that person will be in our system. And then once you've inputted the information, you just always need to make sure that you fill out all the required fields as I mentioned, and or any other information as well that's on there as well that you might know, fill that out as well. Okay, so now I have a planner and a presenter. So here on this page, you see the edit option. So if you need to update an email, you select edit, you can do that. To get back, you can either select save and continue, or you can select people. Okay, to make edits to individuals. If you need to delete a person, you can just select the little trash can, delete a person. If you want to add a third person, which I'm going to go ahead and do here, I'm going to add a new person. Go ahead and add them. I'm going to add this application. Scroll down, save and continue. You want to add a third person, which I did. As you can see now, you can also see these arrows. So as you can see, it's, you get a little pop-up. It says, please be sure to click the save button and save your order of presenters. So essentially, this is the order that they'll be listed in the program. So if you want, for example, this person is going to be the first one, they'll be the first one, and then Carlos will be, or vice versa. You use these arrows to move up and down. Just make sure you select save, and that's the order they will show up in the program. All right. So a new feature this year is that presenters have the opportunity to submit a photo of themselves as part of their submission. This photo will be added to our speaker database and displayed in our online program. We accept JPG and PNG formats for all speaker photos. If you are the submitter, please ensure that you're collecting preferred photos from the presenters you are listing on your session before uploading them into this speaker database. So just please make sure with them first which photo they would like to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload a photo. So as you can see here, upload image, you simply just select a file that they have approved in your system. And if you don't want to use, or if they don't want to use a picture of themselves, they can use a picture of that's relevant of their school even. And then you'll close your window, and then you'll get the little check mark saying that you've completed that. Once you've done that for all your presenters, then you will select description, and you will move on to step number 3. All right. And as you can see, I'm always clicking that save and continue button to make sure that I'm saving all the information I am inputting along the way. All right. So if you look at the above tabs, you will also notice that the setup session and the people tab have an orange and white check next to it to represent that it's been completed. When it's not completed, you'll see this. You're not allowed to skip ahead, but you can go back if you need to make sure, but always make sure you're clicking save at the bottom of each step when you make changes. The best way to navigate between each tab is by clicking each tab at the top. Alrighty, so next up is the description. So the description text must not exceed 75 words. You can either copy the text from a document, or you can type directly into the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and well, first, let me go ahead and show you what happens if I don't fill it out. If I select save and continue, I get that error message I was speaking about earlier, and it will tell you what's missing and what you need to do. So this arrow box is telling me that I must upload at least one description. So I'm gonna go ahead and type something in here for testing purposes, just so that I can move on to the next step. And like I said, you can copy and paste as well. And make sure you select save and continue. So now you should be able to move on to the next step, which brings us to the learning objectives. 3 learning objectives are required. Place 1 into each box. Do not number the objectives. The learning objectives should complete the statement. After attending this session, the attendees will be able to blank. Each learning objective should be addressed by the speakers and should use measurable terms such as explain, describe, distinguish, design, apply, and so on. Up here at the top in this grayish bluish box is a list of all the measurable terms. Each learning objective must begin with one of these words, or your application will get an error message, just like we had that arrow red box earlier when I didn't fill out the description option. So I'm going to go ahead and list my objectives. So I'm going to use apply. Let's say materials. The next one will be to select. The third one will be to plan, say, a lesson. And then I always select save, or it won't reflect on your review page. For the last step, please proofread what you have entered before selecting submit at the bottom of the page. So this is all the information you have inputted. Please review it all before you select submit. Okay. If you need to make any changes, like I said, you can go up here to these top orange tabs and click each one to go back and make any changes. Okay, and obviously select save once you've made those changes. And then you can come back to the confirmation page and make sure you select that submit button or under the last step, or we will not have your completed submission in our database. So once you've reviewed everything, click submit. Do that again. Submit. And then as you can see, it says your session submission has been received. The system would automatically also generate a confirmation email to the listed submitter's email when you have successfully completed your proposal. Please note that the confirmation email only goes out to the listed submitter on the session. These 2 forms of confirmation will inform you that you have successfully submitted your proposal. You will also see here at the top that it says, click here to print this page. You can print a copy of your submission for your records if you wish as well. And the column on the left, you have the option to view your submission or withdraw it, submit another session, print, report a technical issue, or log out. If you do not see this left column, there's usually this 3 lines, and then you can view it. Okay. Remember that if you ever want to log back into your presentation, refer to the email you received upon submission initiation or the confirmation email sent to the proposal submitter's email provided. If at any time you have any questions regarding the proposals, please email proposals with an S at the end at shapeamerica.org or call Shape America at 703-476-3400. Thank you for supporting Shape America and sharing your presentation with the Shape America community.